sounds good.
All right, count us in.
3, 2, 1.
What up? Welcome to another episode of Necro Electric. I'm your host, Sean. I'll be your little tour guide on this descent into darkness today. With every good party, I brought along a couple of biatches.
Excuse me? Try again.
Come again?
I brought some fine, nice young ladies with me.
That's great. That's much better.
My little sexy soulmate, my wife, Kylie Skellington, and the Brazilian manhunter, Susanna Lopez.
Hey, don't kill them, by the way.
Oh, man. Before we even get into it, like, just a warning, I'm on that scissor because my son is getting me sick again. He's like almost 2. Before, and she can contest this, like, I was never sick.
Never.
Ever.
In like the 6 years I've known him, he's been sick once.
And since we've had our son, he keeps trying to kill me. He brought home like some kind of baby bird flu or something. I don't know. So me and him are both medicine heady. But anyways, what's the topic today?
Today's topic is horror.
Horror, like horrors or horror?
Horror movies.
Nice.
Horror.
Oh, man. I've seen about every shitty, scary B movie in existence.
B movie?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Candyman.
Of course.
Oh,
Is that considered a B movie?
It was kind of a hit, I would say. But my mom, like, in my house, we had no filter on the TV, movies. My mom, like that's all she would do is work, come home and watch these, like, terrible, shitty fucking movies. And I remember, like...
that are so great at the same time.
Yeah, no, some of them are masterpieces. But I remember, like, the one that gave me nightmares, like, my first real... terrifying fucking movie when I was about like 6 years old.
Oh gosh.
I can't remember the name of the director. I know his last name's like Kaufman. I think it's like, I could be wrong, but I think it's Charles Kaufman. He made a movie called Mother's Day. And it is the most...
I don't think I've seen that, and I don't think I want to.
Fucking terrifying movie you could show a 6-year-old. It was made in like, I think it was made in like 1980 or it could be late 70s. But it's basically like a shitty made movie about these 3 girls that go out into the woods to go camping, and then there's this mother and she has like 2 inbred fucking sons. One's wearing like an aviation hat, you know, like the old-timey ones, and his teeth are all fucked up, and then the other guy has like a bag, like a potato sack over his face, and the mom, like, she's like dressed like Little House on the Prairie, but she has white hair and she's so skinny she looks almost like a skeleton anyways. And it's like an hour of just mayhem, like them terrorizing women, killing fucking everybody, raping, doing like every
oh my God.
You were
gnarly.
six.
I was like 6. I'm watching this gnarly thing, but the thing
By
that gave me.
yourself or with your mom?
I think I was with my mom, but I could have been by myself. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the most terrifying thing that gave me actual nightmares was there's a scene where one of the chicks gets loose in the house, and the old lady has a pillow, and it's a clear pillow. And it's like like an airbag.
I know what you're gonna say.
Say it. Just say
it. And there's like I'm sure it's only a minute, but in my head it's like a 10-minute scene of this chick smothering the mom in the movie
with a clear pillow.
With a clear pillow, so you see her face and you see her eyes bulging, and like her breath like fogging up the pillow, and it's just like,
oh my God,
like I couldn't sleep.
Horrifying.
It's like I still to this day it's like burned in my head.
Yeah, that's
and I haven't even seen the movie probably in 15 years. But I think there's also a scene where one of them tries to get away, and then a cop car like pulls the chick over, and then you think like she's gonna get to safety, but then it's the fucking guy, like one of the brothers killed the cop, and then, so then that also gives you like anxiety about like cops pulling you over and shit.
When you think you're gonna get helped, and then you're not.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
But yeah, it was brutal. Fucking brutal.
That is
God
brutal.
damn.
Yeah, no, I'll skip that one.
Yeah, I won't watch it.
I'll put a little picture of it so you guys can look it up.
Yeah.
I'm good
No,
with scary
thank you.
movies.
Next.
What about you guys? What's the movies that do you guys ever get nightmares or anything?
I
from
remember the
horror movies?
first horror movie that I saw, and it was I saw it against my parents' wishes. I remember I was at my aunt's house, and all the adults were in the living room watching Freddy Krueger.
Nightmare Before on Elm Street.
And it was, all of us kids were like, oh, they don't want us out there watching it. We're stuck back here in, like, the kids' room. Mm-hmm. Like, let's sneak out there. So we all, like, open the door a little bit, and we're, like, crawling on our hands and knees, right?
Yeah.
And we get out there, and we're behind the couch, and we kind of peek around the couch, and it's the scene where Freddy puts his, like, claws through the bed.
The waterbed scene.
Yeah. And none of us could sleep in a bed for like a week.
That's scary, man.
Yeah, that was the first time.
For me, Nightmare on Elm Street was always like more of a comedy.
Really?
Because he was always like, he had the puns, you know?
Okay.
You know, like, I'm your boyfriend now, bitch.
Yeah,
you know, like.
Yes, I can agree
I didn't
with
get
that.
to see the whole movie. I only
All
came
right.
out and saw that one
Well,
scene.
the one you were talking about with Johnny Depp and everything, that one was probably the most serious Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
But as like they got older and
got funny.
like the Dream Warrior ones and all that stuff, then it started getting like just kind of comic.
His relationship with Nancy, that's her name, right?
Yeah, Nancy's the main character.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, the things that he says to her.
She makes it all the way through, all the way to Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which is like one of the last ones.
I haven't seen that one.
The thing is, like, I as I got older, it did get funnier. But when I watched them when I was, I guess, younger, when it was freshly coming out or whatever, that was traumatized. I was like, hell no. I'm just scared.
Yeah.
But Child's Play was the one that did it for me as a kid.
Really?
Because my uncle, like, fucked us up, I want to say. We were scared for years. We were little. We were very little. I don't know. We just maybe 6, 7, maybe. I don't know, at the most.
Oh, no.
I actually have full-scale movie replicas.
Oh, my God. No.
They're at my house.
He does.
Now I
Chucky
can have
and
them
Tiffany.
looking at the
Next
freaking
time you
replica,
come here, we're going to
you know.
have one set up in the
Oh, that's creepy.
That was another one though too. That like it got funnier. You know what I mean? Like Child's Play was actually pretty creepy.
It was
Yeah.
But the
the
Chucky
first
ones
one.
are funny.
The first one in Spanish. If you ever
In Spanish?
I watched it in Spanish, and it was hilarious because I think it was like part 1 or part 2. I'm not sure, but we watched it in Spanish. A lot of stuff that was in English, we watched it in Spanish too because I'm family. And it was one part where he was burying the good guy, you know, and he's like trying to get rid of the good guy, and he's burying him in the backyard, and then he's like, it sounds like come tierra, like eat dirt, you know. And it was just hilarious to us. After that, we started like breaking away from the trauma, I guess.
Yeah.
Because watching in Spanish helped us laugh at it more because it sounded so funny.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because
It
you
was
get
crazy.
to speaking both languages. You know, like you can see both sides of it.
Yeah, so it was.
He's like,
it
hasta la vista.
basically, but man, yeah, it was freaking scary when we first saw it as kids because our uncle was like, "Y'all want to watch a movie?" We're like, "Yeah." It was like 4 or 5 of us, and then we put it on and boom, like it was the craziest shit. But
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, watching all those B movies too. That was like my first like introduction to like nudity too.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't
because
remember
the
doing it.
'70s movies, like I don't know if you guys like, I watched all of them, like literally, and like I don't know what it was in the '70s, but they were like how Last House on the Left.
70s,
They
all
remade that like
pre-love
recently,
and-
but the original one is fucking gnarly. Like '70s was
I
all
bet.
about like raping and like brutally beating people, and
Kidnapping and
When was
Like-
Clockwork
pedophile
Orange
shit.
made?
that was '70s. That's
was
Stanley
70s.
Kubrick.
Yeah.
That's not really like horror though.
No, but
Children of the
I
Corn.
just the
Yeah.
the whole raping and all that stuff. That movie is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, that movie's. I mean, that's Stanley Kubrick though.
Yeah.
He's fucking nuts. But yeah, that was my mom. Like literally had no filter with me, so that was, you know, just
She was
tits and gore and shit. You know, it's just like whoa.
You're like
Nothing's
confused.
changed.
I don't know.
Yeah. What's the
Nothing's
best kind
changed.
of? What's your favorite kind of horror movies? Like, do you like jump scare movies? Do you like
Yeah.
demonic? Do you
No.
like cringy or like disaster?
Favorite as in I enjoy watching, or favorite as in it actually scares me?
I think favorite as in
Yeah, like
can you
favorite.
take it? Like
What-
what,
what
can
do
you,
you-
take? I guess.
What do you look forward to? Like,
I like horror movies that involve like fictional characters. I don't like horror movies that are like based on true stories.
Okay.
Because that shit really happened, and that's frightening.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Ed
I don't want to think like this actually happened to someone and it could happen to me. Like I'll take, horror movies where like Pinhead.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's not a real thing.
Okay.
Hellraiser.
Yeah. I love Hellraiser. Really.
Okay. Yeah.
The Hellraiser, when it comes to all movie villains, Pinhead, Hellraiser, that is my all-time favorite.
Yeah.
That was like the first movie that like grossed me out. There's a scene, have you seen Hellraiser?
I don't remember it. I don't remember like.
I believe
I've
that
seen it, but I don't remember
we
like
have all
every
of them.
scene or anything.
I think there's 8 of them now, 8 or 9. We have all of them, but I remember there's a scene where the dad is carrying a couch up the stairs, and his hand gets caught on a nail, and it's like a shitty made movie, but everything was done practically.
Yeah.
So like you see the nail tear into his hand and just like drag and rip and blood everywhere. And you're just like, holy shit, that's fucking gnarly. And then in between the floorboards, there's like a heart, and it's like beating because the uncle is like reforming,
Yeah, that's just trippy.
under the floorboards.
I gotta watch it again just for kicks, like.
Yeah. That's another one that there's a part where the uncle gets ripped apart by the Cenobites, but right before he does, they have like the hooks in his mouth, and he goes, "And Jesus wept."
Oh, I remember that. I remember that. God, that was such a long time ago. I gotta rewatch that.
Yeah, being a little kid, that was another one that was like, what am I watching?
Oh, man.
Where's Thundercats?
Yeah, those are pretty gnarly. So, would you consider yourself, Sean, top knowledge on horror movies?
I got a lot.
You think you know a lot?
Yeah, I've watched everything from like the black and white vintage horror movies.
Ooh, she's got a list.
What the fuck?
She's gonna test it.
I'm gonna give you a little test.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Since you know so much about these horror movies, can't look.
All right, it's just
All
surprising me.
Couple horror movie trivia
I'm also on
questions
scissor,
for you.
so.
All right. So, what horror film is the first movie to show a woman in just a bra and a slip? You should know this.
I want to say it's an Alfred Hitchcock, probably Psycho.
Yeah.
Damn.
Good job. Ding, ding, ding.
I was thinking in my head.
Okay. Finish the quote and say what movie it's from.
All right.
All work and no play.
Makes Jack a dull boy. That's The Shining.
Yes, that was
Ding,
my
ding.
favorite.
Good job.
Actually.
Okay, next. Which character killed people in their dreams? That's an easy
That's
one.
Freddy Krueger.
Yes. Okay. How many Michael Myers Halloween movies are there?
Oh, they made a bunch of shitty ones though, like H2O and stuff. I would say, if I had to guess, 7.
More.
There's more.
10.
Oh, because you're including like the Rob Zombie remakes and everything. Probably in that case 11.
9.
9.
9. Okay. What is Pinhead's real name? Speaking of.
Oh, you're killing me. I see his face. He was an army soldier. I could tell you that the movie, it's called Hell on Earth, where they tell you his name. Are you talking about the actor or the actual character?
The character.
Yeah, I'm blanking because.
Hell Priest?
Oh, you're talking about what Clive Barker called him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell Priest.
Yeah, Pinhead is actually the nickname that the fans gave him.
Ah, okay.
He actually has a
Okay.
real name because in Hell on Earth they flash back to how he becomes Pinhead, and he tells you his name and all that shit. He was like in the World War II Nazi like shit.
All right. We're taking it old school for this one.
All right.
Way back. In the classic 1931 film, How Does Dracula Die?
He gets a stake in the heart.
Yeah. All right, one more, and this one's open for interpretation.
Okay.
You have choices. There's 4 choices. What's the most difficult thing to do in a horror movie? A, survive. B, call the police. C, run without tripping. D, apply common sense.
Apply common sense.
I concur.
Really? I think it's run without tripping.
Yeah, I mean everybody runs with that shit.
That was runner up.
And people also run upstairs instead of like out and away.
Why are people always running like towards the danger? If there's danger, I'd be running so fast the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you look at Friday the 13th, like Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he never runs, he never does anything, but nobody can get away from him.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they always run upstairs.
Yeah.
They find a house.
Everyone's running.
They run upstairs.
Wrong way.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I've watched a lot of the classic stuff, but do I like that type of movie? No, I like to avoid the scary movies as much as possible.
Yeah.
But if it's something that's super popular, gets great reviews, I'm like, shit, I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to convince my husband, let's watch it, you know, like.
There's some like more fun horror stuff. Like I would say, Stranger Things. It's kind of horror-ish.
Is that
It's like sci-fi. I like sci-fi shit. I really
it's
do.
more sci-fi. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's monsters. People die.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
whole
Okay.
kinda
I
thing.
guess.
But I mean,
like that
it's like a
level.
softer, like, fun experience.
I do like that. Like, I tend to avoid like the.
Do you like the whodunits, like Scream?
Yeah.
Stuff like
I
that?
do like mystery / horror, like, mystery killing, and then like the suspenseful stuff, like the paranormal,
Oh, yeah.
like the whole. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit! Like, I like that. I don't know. I think it's because I actually experienced some shit in real life, or so I thought.
Really?
I don't know. What's real,
Paranormal
what's real.
stuff?
Yeah, man, that shit scared
Like
the
what?
fuck out of me. I'll tell you a very brief story. 'Cause it's super brief.
Yeah, cool.
We moved into a brand new house. Well, it wasn't brand new; it was used, but for us, it was new, right?
Yeah.
And it was scary because it was in like a really bad neighborhood, rough neighborhood in Fort Worth. And we had the long couch, the regular long couch, and then the love seat. And my mom was like laying there because we just moved in, didn't have no beds. My brother had the only one that had the bed. He was in his room, and I was in the love seat, and she was in the long one, dead asleep. And I'm like there, like la la la. And then I just blinked, literally blinked, and I was still fully awake. Okay, and then in this ear, I hear the most evil laugh, like just laughing at me. Like I can't even pretend to do it because I've never heard that kind of evil laugh ever, and I just go. Like, okay, I'm like 15 at this point, and I was like, oh shit, and my brother's super prankster, so I was like, it has to be him hiding. I said, man, I'm gonna turn around, and I turn around, and there's like a little square, right, because the couches are like this, and then there's nobody there. I jump up and I'm like, Mom! And she has a hammer under there. She's like, what? And I'm like, I'm so scared. Like, yeah, and then the rest of the time in that fucking house, man, it was always so haunting. You always felt like somebody was fucking looking at you. Somebody was in the corner, or you see somebody pass by, and you're like, stop, and then there's like nobody there. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I love haunting movies.
I think that'll be my comfort zone there.
We used to like play a bunch of pranks. I remember when I was like 18, I lived with a bunch of friends. That guy Adam with the duffel bag of porn and his girl, and my one of my old drummers, Kyle Chambers, if you're out there. And I remember when was it Blair Witch came out?
Oh, okay, yeah.
When it came out on like DVD or whatever, we all had a bunch of people at our house at like 3 a.m, and we watched it with all the lights out and shit. Nobody had seen it yet.
Yeah.
And like it's not like a scary movie, but it's so drawn out, and it's so you're expecting so much from it. Like it kind of just gets you going. And then I remember the next day, me and Kyle were like, fuck this, we're gonna get him, right? And so we're like, hey, we're gonna take off and go to our friend's house. And we left Adam and Sandy, right? And we went out of the apartment, and we waited like on the side of our apartment complex because we knew they were gonna go grab some dinner. So we saw him go out, get in his truck, and take off. When we got back into the house, and basically like the apartment like had a hallway, and then you make a left, and that's their bedroom.
Okay.
There's nothing else in that hallway except for a cabinet. And the cabinet has like 20 fucking shelves. Nothing could fit in there. So we ran in real quick, and we took all the shelves out except for one in the middle, right?
You guys had too much time on your hands.
And then we climbed in. I climbed in on the top of the shelf, and Kyle got in on the bottom of the shelf, and we shut the door. And we waited like 20 minutes for them to come back.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
That's a while.
And they get in, and we can hear everything, and they're watching TV and shit, and we're like, all right, let's give it another 15 minutes. And we just sat in there, just like,
Damn,
no
dedication,
right?
dedication.
And then I'm like, okay, here we go. And I opened the door, and I slammed it, right? And then they're like, what the fuck was that? Because they're watching something scary or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And then I can hear them, and they're walking around, and they're like, oh, it must have been a neighbor or something. Like, I don't see anything.
Yeah.
And then Kyle's like, let's do it again. I'm like, no. Give it like another 10. So we wait another 10. and then we go, bah, hit it again, right?
Oh
and
my
then Sandy's freaking out. She's like, fuck this.
I'd be
There's something
freaking
out there.
out.
There's something in our bedroom. Go find it, right? And they don't even think to look in that cabinet because we all know it's just towels in there.
Yeah.
Right? And then they go in. Adam's got his knife. I can hear him like going around.
You're about to get shanked.
Yeah.
I can hear him like dragging shit. I can hear him opening things and like, trying to like be like, all right, like making noises. And then he's like, maybe it was an animal. I don't know. I don't see anything, right? And then Kyle's like, all right, what are we going to do? And I'm like, let's wait 20 minutes. 20 more minutes. So we're already in there. Like we're already been in there like 40 minutes.
That's dedication.
And then they go back and they're totally calm again. And I'm like, all right, now we're going to go fucking nuts, dude. So we open the cabinet and we're like, bam, 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 right? And we're both slamming the cabinet,
Hell.
And then they come flying around and they're freaking out, screaming and shit. And then Sandy's like, I know it's in our bedroom. There's somebody in there.
Oh my God.
And we can kind of see out of the crack of the thing.
Yeah.
And she's behind him, like got him like by the stomach. And he's like got his knife and he's like all fucking shaking and shit. And he's like going towards their bedroom. And right when they get near the cabinet, I'm like, all right, ready? 1, 2, 3. And we just exploded out of that cabinet and slammed into them. And they fell on the ground. And then they were screaming at the top of their lungs. And then Sandy grabbed the knife. And I'd never seen her look like I'd never seen woman rage like that before. And then she started coming at us, and then we're like, oh shit. And then I ducked into my room and shut the door, and then Kyle didn't make it in, and he took off going somewhere else.
Damn.
Oh my God.
So that was our
I feel like I was watching it, like in my mind. I was like, oh, crazy.
I could totally see you doing that too.
We did a million of those, but yeah, that one was super intensified by just watching the Blair Witch 6 hours before that, It was fucking awesome.
That's fucked up.
We also tried, our little tradition for holidays where we watch holiday porn. We did some research for this one, and
He did some research.
and we looked up some horror porn.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
It's
not good.
And it's weird.
It's not good.
I bet. I was like, I don't know about the whole.
It's weird.
Super weird. It's not good at all.
For all you horror porn fans out there.
I mean, now you gotta tell what it is.
Well, one that we started to watch, dude just like put a chick on like the table, and he was like dressed up like a worm squid guy, and he like stabbed her and like ripped her guts out,
gutting her,
and then he started banging her.
Oh hell no!
It was too much. We were like, yeah,
I'm too sane for this shit.
We're not good with this one.
Who's like, oh yeah, fat. Like, no, how did you?
Weird.
Yeah, you definitely you can't get into it. It's already 23 minutes. We got a sponsor.
Yes, let's change the subject. You guys, Dark and Jury Clothing. Dark and Jury is an edgy fashion and lifestyle brand that embraces great design and unsurpassed quality. Dark and Jury has quickly gained a following amongst fans of occult, horror, punk rock, heavy metal, and all-around free thinkers, and retailers worldwide without shoving a preachy, trendy, or political message down your throat. So buy the best, fuck the rest, darkandjuryclothing.com.
Yeah, we got new designs up this week too, so check them out.
Nice.
Let's see. What's your favorite all-time movie villain? Like if you had to pick one.
Think on it. Go ahead.
You go first. I go first.
I'm like, you go first. I gotta think about it. You go first.
Do they have like Spanish horror films?
Yeah.
They do?
Yeah. I don't know any like favorites or anything like that, but they do have.
They do have them?
Yeah.
I've never like seen I've watched a couple French horror movies and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That are subtitled, but I haven't seen a Spanish one.
Yeah.
But you guys have like the Chupacabra and like all these like mythical.
There's
there's
a lot of what's really popular. I think it's like the witchcraft stuff.
Brujeria.
Yeah, brujeria. Like all that is like really a thing for people. Like there's always some family member, that knows how to read the cards.
Like, put some fucking curses on people.
And stuff. And it's very cultural. Very cultural, and it comes from a lot of different parts, not just Mexico, but like different parts of South America and stuff. And some people even like adapt to like that kind of religion kind of thing.
Yeah, like a Wiccan type.
Yeah, Wiccans and stuff, and so on and so forth. But Yeah, there's a lot of famous movies like that too, and I think the Ouija board is like super famous, like all around the world.
Yeah.
But some kids in middle school, some girls, they tried it out at my school.
Oh, yeah, like the light as a feather shit.
We actually did that, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
But I watched these girls do it in my gym, like in the locker room,
Mm-hmm.
and I was scared as fuck because my mom warned me about this shit, right? Because we watched some movies and then we heard some things, stories, and she's like,
she doesn't give you like the sex talk, but she gives you like the don't be a witch talk.
Yeah, yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. She really did. She's like, don't do what your aunt did. She's like crazy. I was like, oh, okay. But they had to, you know, I used to wear gold bangs.
Gold
hoops,
bangs?
Hoops. I almost said the Spanish name. Hoops. And so the girls borrowed one of my hoops so they can use it as a little guide or whatever. So they made their own little Ouija board and they used my hoop and I was like, damn. And then nothing happened.
Hoop?
They got... I never wore those hoops again.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Never did. But that one girl that was like the one pushing that whole Ouija board shit, she had to quit school. Like,
oh shit,
she kept having nightmares and issues and
fucking exorcism.
Yeah, I was like, fuck her.
Yeah, my high school, like, remember the movie The Craft?
Yes.
Yeah, when that shit came out, like, every chick was like,
witchy.
She was a witchy craft chick after that, dude.
Every Halloween, every chick is a witch.
Sexy witch.
Pretty much.
But who's like your favorite, like, iconic character?
As a villain?
Yeah. Are you like a Dracula, a werewolf,
I'm looking at Dracula. I like Dracula. And the werewolf, nah, I don't feel that. I'm looking around at your stuff because that's the only way I can. But yeah, I think Dracula, like the classic. Your classic.
I don't know if you would consider him a villain. Nosferatu.
Yeah, he's the first vampire.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think he's way cooler than Dracula, honestly.
He is Dracula. He's first
Dracula
in the lore. Nosferatu's the first vampire.
Cute.
And he was the first vampire movie, 1920, I believe.
He looks a lot scarier than Bela Lugosi.
I think I like it.
Yeah, Bela Lugosi's like more handsome.
Yeah.
Nosferatu's more like an actual bat guy.
Yeah.
But I think Buffy the Vampire Slayer kind of led me to appreciate Dracula.
Oh, there you go.
You know, because I was a little 90s kid, 2000s. So when that came out, I was like, oh, she's so cool. You know? And,
yeah, that was like the only thing like me and my mom bonded on. That's why I got like my whole arms are like horror movie characters and stuff.
Yes, I see that. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I love Frankenstein.
Yeah.
You know, that's my favorite stuff.
Would Frankenstein be considered the villain, or would the...
Well, Frankenstein is actually Frankenstein's monster.
Right.
Frankenstein's
so is the monster
actually
the villain, or...
The doctor.
Well, that's like that's the twist in the story plot.
Yeah.
Because he's not really... Like in the movie when he goes up to the stream and there's the little girl, like he's not a monster. He doesn't like just kill people.
Yeah.
But people don't understand him.
Right.
And then the villagers try to burn him down and all that shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like good. It's good storytelling. Yeah.
I guess that's also
Man-created
Edward
monster.
Scissorhands is kind of the same thing.
Oh, I dig that. Yes, I really like that movie.
Yeah, Tim Burton takes from a lot of the original stuff.
Tim Burton's amazing.
Yeah, he's a fave. He's a fave for sure.
Yeah, movies are getting kind of weird too, because like the culture we live in is getting so like don't offend me, you know. So
yeah, everyone's offended by everything.
So filmmakers are they're like really working against.
Yeah.
I mean, in a lot of mediums, but before horror movies were anything goes, you know.
Oh, you know what horror movies I really like?
What?
Jigsaw.
Oh, Saw.
Okay.
Saw. Thank you.
Okay, that's pretty.
Those are really creepy.
I like
those
it.
actually give me a chill.
Yeah, those are like I would call them cringe movies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
The first one was the one where they're in the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
They're just in the bathroom the whole time. I mean, that was
the one where he saws his
crazy.
foot off, or is that the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty.
It is good. The most cringy one for me was, I think it was the third one, where they're inside the house and the chick that survived, the second one, is in there, and then the guy picks her up and there's a pit full of hypodermic needles.
Oh yeah.
And the key's in the pit of hypodermic needles, and he throws the chick in there. I couldn't handle it. I used to go every Halloween. They used to premiere them on Halloween. I used to do that
That'd
all
be a
the time.
fun premiere to go to.
Yeah, it was fucking tight.
I like the classic. That there's some like, I guess, like when Chucky's Bride came out. I was excited.
Bride
like,
of Chucky,
yeah,
Tiffany.
Bride of Chucky, yeah. And I really love that character's voice too. I love her voice.
Oh no, I'm losing it.
What's her name? I don't know her
Who
name.
did it?
I could see her face. I can't remember her name right now. But
It's
yeah.
okay, it's a scissor.
It's a scissor. My favorite line from that is because they have that sex scene.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Do you have a rubber?" He's like, "But babe, I am rubber."
So hilarious. A little creepy ass baby.
Yeah. You know who was actually a really good horror movie director?
Who?
Rob Zombie.
Yeah, House of a
His
Thousand
movies
Corpses.
are actually really good.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah. What was that one that we saw on Halloween like 2 years
13.
ago? 31.
Or 31.
31. Yeah, that was a pretty gnarly one.
Yeah.
I gotta watch some classics.
We got time for another sponsor.
Yes. Yes, we do. Mod Ministry. Mod Ministry merch creates for the edgy woman, the kind of woman who works hard but plays much harder, who embraces femininity but tests the societal limits. We are not for the faint of heart. We are bold. We are beautiful. Check out the Mod Ministry Etsy page for handmade harness lingerie. 5-star rated seller since 2014. Woo!
Get some of that sexy shit. Yeah, I love, as much as it's probably made me weird, I love watching all the different eras of horror and how like it always evolves, you know, from like the early stuff where it was just like giant tarantula, you know, attack city to like
The Blob.
the blob was
Would you
intense.
consider Godzilla a horror movie?
The
then?
bird movie.
No, that's more of like a disaster monster movie.
Yeah.
But that is in like the vein of like giant tarantula.
What about Tremors?
I love Tremors.
Yeah,
I love all the shitty
but
sequels too.
Are those horror movies?
The first one definitely. They took it very serious with the first one, and then like the next one where they had the ass blasters and stuff like that, and it started to follow Bert, the guy with the guns.
Yeah.
Then it started to jump the shark a little bit,
Yeah.
but the first one definitely a horror movie.
How about Sharknado?
Well,
Yeah, okay.
one of the greatest movies
I've
ever.
seen it. I've seen it.
Not horror movie.
My nephew's seen it.
Not a horror movie. That's another disaster movie.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Jaws. I like Jaws. Would you consider that a little
Jaws.
bit of horror?
Yeah, I would say the first two.
I would.
The first two definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
The classic got me. I was like, oh, I was
Oh,
trying.
yeah.
I don't want to go to. I still don't want to go in the ocean
Me
for the
either.
sharks. I mean, you know, they say they don't normally attack people, but they
Bullshit.
do. But they do. So I was like,
Bullshit.
Yeah, shark movies are gnarly, like Megalodon, and there's a bunch of 70s ones too that try to rip off the Jaws. They took it like hell further.
Yeah.
Like Lake Placid was a good one. That was a giant
Yes, I
crocodile.
like that
That's a good
one.
one.
Betty White.
Anaconda.
Anaconda.
Oh,
I don't know why I like
they
all
jumped the
this crazy
shark
one.
again too.
Yeah.
But the first one, had like Ice Cube and shit in it.
Piranha. The
Yeah,
piranha.
piranhas.
Is that what it's called? Piranha.
Yeah, piranhas.
Right? Man, I don't know.
Those are all good.
Yeah,
Those are all dope.
I liked all those.
Yeah, there's a lot of horror movies that have to do with animals.
Yeah.
Like weird, fucked up animals.
There's
oh
a
man,
fucked up
the
one
dog
called.
one. Well,
Oh,
the
you
dog
talking about
one.
Cujo?
Yeah, okay, that's a classic.
What's that?
But
It's about a giant, like man-eating dog.
Oh.
yeah,
It's from the 70s.
that's a classic.
Guy gets trapped in his car.
Oh.
But
And
no,
then-
the dog.
And he's there for like 2 days, and the dog just keeps trying to fucking kill him. And the whole movie is
Hell
just trying to
no.
get out of there. Yeah.
It's pretty scary though
Yeah,
if you
that
watch it.
sounds
It's
scary.
still pretty good. Like if you watch it now, I think it's still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll give
Yeah, they
you
all
creep.
hold up still, but
Yeah.
it's just funny when you watch them. You're like, holy shit, I can't believe they got away with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The horror movies that I can't do now that were probably good when they were made are the ones that had a lot of CGI. When
Oh,
like
yeah.
CGI was
Oh,
first
okay.
coming out, and now it's just like dated and
Yeah, like-
Yeah,
like,
you can
uh,
tell. You just can't get
Lawnmower
into
Man.
it. Yeah, can't get
Talking
into
about like
it.
Lawnmower Man,
No,
I don't
think
know
I've
that
seen
one, but
Lords of the Illusion. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were at the time like you're like, whoa, this is so fucking cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, you watch it now, you're like, this is like PlayStation
So
1.
lame.
Yeah, you know? Like, what the fuck is this?
yeah,
Nintendo level.
yeah.
All right.
Resident Evil. Sorry, I just thought about it.
Oh, yeah,
Resident Evil was the one that scared the
Those
shit
are
out of me
good.
because of the crazy demon dogs that
Yeah.
come at
Yeah.
you. I was like, oh shit! Like I was scared of those.
Yeah.
I've seen them all. They're the first one I thought was really good, and I
Yeah.
played all the video games growing up.
Yeah, the
so I
video
liked
games are
them.
good. Yeah.
But that chick isn't. She's not actually a character in any of the video games, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
What
And then
came
they-
first, the movie or the video game?
The video game.
Oh.
Yeah, and then they created. I forgot her name. Mila Jovovich.
She's good. She's good in the movie.
Yeah. But they basically just pulled all the villains from the video games and wrote a movie around her.
Oh, nice.
So,
Yeah, they're good movies.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, I like that one.
All right, so what do we got? Life in the comments section?
Oh, yes, and
It's
we're
been
coming up
flying
on
by.
time. Wow. Okay, so first comment, Susanna.
Oh yeah. From YouTube, and this is a comment from Azurfell 361. Sorry if I mispronounced that. He says, your story in the beginning of episode 1 is just Waco, the shithole of Texas. Laugh out loud.
I think he's referring to the McDonald's story.
Probably.
Yeah. I've heard more people called Waco shitty, but I don't know. I like it.
I don't understand. Like, I feel like a lot of people, when I say we moved here from California, they're like, why would you ever do that? Why would you move from California to
Well, I think
Waco?
The rough history it has, the whole
Yeah.
not so long ago cult existing and a lot of racism.
Oh, there's been worse than
and
that in San Francisco.
slavery.
No one says that about San Francisco.
Yeah. Yeah, we're from San Jose. We're like literally like a few houses down from us. Like a lady got held hostage all day.
Yeah.
Dude broke into 3 houses.
This
fucking,
was last year.
you know.
And
so-
you're like close
Boom.
to you where you were chilling.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, like down the
A
street.
block over.
Yeah. Yeah, and we had like bums pissing in our driveway and like people trying to fight me at stoplights, you know, just a lot of shit. Here it's like living in Leave It to Beaver land.
Yeah, it's so
You know?
nice. I
Yeah.
love Texas.
I think there's just,
I mean, some people get on my nerves, obviously the McDonald's.
Yeah, I would think that there's like this passive aggressive attitude kind of floating around with the different levels of income
Yeah.
in this town.
Yeah.
And it probably was worse before, you know, but now I look at Waco, like even living here 3 years, I look at it and I tell my husband, you know, they're trying to develop it, it's starting to grow a little bit. There's not so much assholeness going around anymore that I've noticed. We used to get a lot of shit for being together out in public, like the racist or the ugly faces and stuff like that. And now that we're out in public, it's just I don't get that anymore. I don't really notice that shit anymore. I don't know. I feel like it's getting better.
Speaking of the Brazilian lover, he's actually here today.
Ta-ta-ta.
Yeah. Come here, Diego. Come. I'm sure they want to see. I actually want to do a whole episode with this guy.
Hi, honey.
But here's a little cameo. This is the Brazilian lover. She stole him all the way from Brazil.
He volunteered to run away.
Yeah, we're going to have him on for his own episode.
Yeah, I hear more from the good guy.
Okay, next comment. Okay, we have from Instagram, Miss Schumann. This was actually my next door neighbor growing up.
Oh, it's Jenna.
Oh.
Yeah, Jenna. She said, hey, it's me, your #1 fan. I love this so much. It makes me feel like I'm hanging out with you, which is the best because I miss you so much. I've been waiting for this shit all week. Can't wait until next Wednesday.
Woo!
Thank you, Jenna. You're the best.
Awesome.
I love you.
And what up to
man.
Richard?
Yeah, hi, Richard and Juliana and Julie and Chris and everyone. Love you guys.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
always so nice to have family and friends that like support you and stuff, you know? I mean, I've known this
Yes.
girl since I was born. She's like maybe a year older than me.
Oh, damn.
And
So
we
you're
went to
like
the same schools and everything growing up, so it was
nice. Yeah, that's
way
great.
back.
Way back. That's good.
Yep. And then also, actually, today, we have a new Patreon to announce, our very first one. And if you guys want to be like this person, you can go to patreon.com and search for Necro Electric and see all of our exclusive stuff. Today, we're also going to record a Q&A where we answer all your questions, and it'll be on there exclusively. But we wanted to give a big shout out to our first Patreon, Kristen House.
Woo! Woo! Thank you.
Thanks for supporting us. Makes it worth it. You guys got anything else you want to plug?
No.
Nothing
Other than my
going on?
Instagram.
Not much, no.
Okay. Well, Dark and Jury has some new designs. If you guys want to check out some cool shirts, visit that website. If you want to check out my band, it's lastnailonthecoffin.net. And
Hey, it's getting warmer outside. Get yourself some Mod Ministry lingerie.
Mod Ministry merch. And add us all on Facebook. I'm Sean_Skellington.
I don't remember what my Facebook
You're
is, but
Mrs.
I'm Kylie Skellington.
Mrs. Kylie Skellington.
And yes, that's our last name.
Yeah, for anybody asking.
Yeah, I just have Instagram, Susana2santos.88.
Sweet. And help us out. Subscribe on YouTube. Leave some comments. Maybe you'll end up in our Life in the Comment section.
Yes.
And we'll see you next time.
Later.
Peace.
Thanks.